Hi, Reb. How's it going?
Morena, I'm doing well, thank you. Feeling under the weather as per most of the people in the country, but but really excited to be here and talking with you.
Excellent. So, yeah, I know there's so much sickness in about, isn't there?
It is. It is. It feels like that hunkering down time. So sending aroha out to everyone there at the moment.
Fantastic. Hey, and so thank you. I know that you're feeling a bit husky today, but that's okay because we do husky
I'm
well
going
here.
from that kind of Marianne Faithfull, Tom Waits vibe, and it
Oh, I love
actually can
that.
work quite well when you're singing.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, look, it's kind of Reb Week. We've nicknamed this week for RDU Reb Week because we've been playing a lot of your new album, which is, of course, A Water on Gasoline. And yeah, and we've been giving away a couple of your vinyl. And also, I've got a giveaway today for your CD too, which is wonderful for a lucky listener. But yeah, let's talk about just the process of the Water for Gasoline, and yeah, it's pretty politically charged too, isn't it? In terms of
Well, yeah. Firstly, just thanks so much for playing it and sharing it with the audience. You know, I grew up in Otatahi, and I really feel deeply connected to RDU, and you know, how many orientations I went to, and I was back in the Paul Keen days, and it means a lot that you're playing and your listeners are listening. Yeah, the album, I guess, is political. I mean, isn't everything political? You know, and certainly some of the urgency around creating it in the way that we did was led by the fact that there's the election coming up, and I was like,
yes,
you know, sometimes with music or with art, you might make something and you sit on it for ages, or like it takes quite a long time, a year and a half or 2 years, for it actually to come to fruition and get to audiences. So this record was made quite differently. It was written in a really short period of time, recorded in a week, and then 3 months later we are sharing it. So that was a full-on hustle, but I guess the intention around it was just how important to me it feels like we need to be sharing art to talk about the times that we're in, because it's a crazy time, you know, and I want to be part of that conversation to unite us together, and also to perhaps reimagine the world that we live in, what it could be like. I feel like we all need to do that.
yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I didn't want to get too like on the vibes of politics, but with the election coming up, I just wanted because I know that there's the people, without getting too political heavy, I know that some people, like, there's that sense of apathy because it's like, oh, why should I vote? It's not going to make any difference anyway. You know, that type of attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, you know, in some ways it is kind of like voting for two of lesser evils, but just that real importance, and I wanted to hear you say it to the listeners too, just the
Yeah.
importance to
I'll
actually
tell you
vote,
what.
and that we've fought so hard, women, to get the vote first in New Zealand anyway, that as well.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everything that we do is a choice, and we need to vote like our lives depend on it. And when I say our lives, I mean not just you and me, but our tamariki, our mokopuna, our land, our livelihoods, because it truly does, you know. And we can make a difference, but the way we make a difference is through active participation. Nothing is going to change if we don't participate in the process. And the way that we do that primarily in a democratic society is through voting. It's through engaging in the political process. And I mean, I know it's bad. We don't have civics education. And why is that? Because it's kind of works and benefits the people in power to keep us apathetic. Why do we have these phones that we're all addicted to?
I know.
Because it keeps us distracted from really tackling the real problems. And meanwhile, the ship is sinking. And we can't jump off the ship, you know. We're stuck on it as it's going down. So I just say, like, it's time to reimagine our world. And we can do that. And there actually are people in politics who are wanting to do that. And part of it's going to mean us stepping up. And so I guess, when I talk about wanting to be part of a conversation as an artist, I feel like that's my responsibility as a human being, not just as an artist. And so if everyone can tap into that feeling and that fire in themselves, like, we've all got shit going on, we've all got bills to pay, we're depressed, or we're struggling with, trauma. There's a whole bunch of stuff in our lives that are really hard. And that is why, in the midst of that, we really have to consider this stuff is at the fore. Hang on a minute, I care about my neighbour, I care about those 3 homeless people who just froze to death, I care about the hundreds of thousands of children who are living in poverty. We do not have to live like this as a society. And so, I would say not just enroll yourself to vote, but it's really important that we actively inspire the people around us, our neighbours, our friends, anyone, to do that as well.
Fantastic. And so when are you running, Reb? You'd be awesome.
Different people have different roles. And I feel like that's important. We do the best that we can, and that's why, everyone who's listening can do that in their own lives too. And you start on a really small level. And I think for me, the things about music are part of that process of me really wanting to allow myself to do the work that in my life that means something to me, that helps me express how I feel about the world, and maybe helps me shine in my best light too, I don't know how I could do a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I have done that a lot, but for me, I've settled in this place of creating art. I don't make much of a living, but it makes me feel joy and feel like I've got doing the best I can in the world,
Yeah, absolutely. And so now, with your album, so Water and Gasoline, so that's kind of, is that speaking to sort of the toxicness that's sort of in the world at the moment? I sort of saw it as more for me, sort of toxic relationships.
I guess it can mean different things for different people. For me, the song "Water for Gasoline," there's a line from Howlin' Wolf. Ask her for water and she gives me gasoline. And there was a few times where I've taken references from other artists, or I often do this, or political movements like Tear the Fascists Down and Good People, the song that you just heard is a Woody Guthrie line. I was thinking about those elements, water and gasoline, and how they're often posed in opposition. And it's true, we're literally asking for fresh water at the moment, and we're getting potential new gas pipelines. And I guess I wanted to explore what it's like to go on a journey to kind of uncover yourself and the complexity in the world, and realize that both of those things exist inside of you. We literally are those elements, and how we could recognize them and see them in ourselves might be able to help us be able to tackle them in the world a little bit. So it's not just political, right? But for me, everything is political. And when I think about saying, hey, those people over there are doing bad stuff, and I'm the good guy, we all think that. And so how can we come together and kind of reimagine our world where we're all good people with good intentions, but we might need to shift the perspective a little bit and think about everybody, not just the few at the top,
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. And, I do like the use of, I did notice that you borrowed a little bit from Oscar Wilde as well. With a good friend will always stab you in the chest, and that's sort of...
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, coming up front, being honest. Yeah.
I guess there's... I love that about folk music, It's a collaboration. And the weird thing about music, we've always had this tension with how to monetize our art. And, because songs were just passed on as ways of making sense of the world, of sharing news and information or creating community. And that's kind of how I grew up in music. And so I feel that strong tradition in myself. And, I guess this album isn't just inherently about the politics, it's it's just about wanting to write good songs and have a nice time and hopefully people will enjoy them. But over the years, I guess I've wanted more and more to imbue that art with meaning and universality, and that kind of excites me. It excites me to be able to connect with people really, like about real things.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Whether that's just how hard it is to get by in the day, or like the relationship that you're having that's feeling shit, or love or loss, all of that stuff that is real.
Yeah, absolutely. Real time. And, so speaking of, you'll be coming through to Otatahi in October at the Loons.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it. I've never played at the Loons. I grew up in Otatahi. I've lived on the peninsula in Middleton, and I'm stoked to be playing there. I've heard so many great things, and really excited, looking forward to it. It is on when? The 9th of October, yeah.
Yeah, on your...
At the Loons, actually, we just had the pre-sales come through, and it's actually nearly sold out. So I would
Wonderful.
Get in there if you'd like to come. We tried to keep the prices as low as we could. It's really expensive to tour, but we know that it's really expensive for everyone to do everything at the moment. So we've tried to keep the prices really affordable, and we just want to connect with you and have a great time, and amidst the craziness of the world, come together and find some joy in being together.
And the joy and humankind, that's awesome. And actually, I did see you. You supported Paul Kelly. That was last year in September, I think.
Yes.
Oh,
what an honour that was.
Yeah, you're amazing. Yeah, you blew me away. So I sort of thought, it's just so quite Patti Smith-esque, and just you have such conviction on stage. It's just blew me away.
Well, it was a really interesting time because I had a concussion and a broken arm, and my band is pulled together. And we were just so excited to be there with Paul and his incredible band and team, and to play at the town hall was just incredible, and it was a beautiful experience. It was actually, that show was just so lovely. I mean, it was lovely for me too.
It was.
I remember looking out and thinking, these are my people. I grew up here, and although I may not know them all, I feel like this deep sense of connection with the land and community.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember just looking out over, in the break, and I just thought, oh my goodness, like there's so many like teachers, nurses, like everyone there was just, as you say, our kind of people.
And we are so strong, united. It's so cool. Like when we're united in a concert situation, we're all together. Yeah. Often in the audience can be very disparate kinds of thinking people, but we come together and we're like, hey, united under a common cause, and I love that shit, So it's really an opportunity to bring people together and enjoy one another.
Absolutely. Hey, it's been fantastic talking with you, Reb, and I'm excited to hopefully be able to get a ticket to your show if you haven't sold out in October.
Well, I really look forward to seeing you all there, and thanks so much, RDU, and your listeners for supporting the Student Radio Network.